Hi guys, this is Klazard, bringing you another audio commentary, and this time I'm commentating on the Protoss vs Zerg Race Wars Game 4, and this is going to be between Stork and Luxury on Colosseum. But before I jump right into this commentary, I just want to give a shout out to a user called Lava Liquor, who responded to my commentary of the MSL Round of 8 matchup between Savior and Firebat Hero on Monty Hall that was played a while back. The original comment was by Robot2501, who said that Klazard, that's me, lives in Ireland, not Britain. To this, Lava Liquor, Mr. Genius, responded by saying, and I quote, "Ireland is part of Britain, you thick twat." Lava Liquor, you, sir, are a moron. I bet when you took the StarCraft CD out of the box, you probably thought it was a sex toy your mother brought for you and spent the next 10 hours trying to copulate with it. Your ignorance is so great that you probably think that July Zerg is a month in winter and that Flash is something you need in a blackout. Your stupidity knows no bounds. You are so stupid that they had to start a brand new school just to be able to cope with your limitless idiocy. In fact, all the teachers in that school were so frustrated by your pathetic intellect that they all committed suicide within an hour of trying to educate you. Honestly, just... oh my god, just please never comment on one of my videos again, because otherwise it's going to make my brain explode from having to read your mindless drivel. Okay, now, let's get to the StarCraft. We've got Luxury versus Stork. Stork at the top right-hand corner at the 1 o'clock position in blue, scouting in the wrong direction. Luxury at the top left-hand corner of the map in I'm not sure what color yet. It'll be interesting to see if Stork does, and Stork has exactly done that. Excuse me, it's been a consistent pattern that I've seen in these Protoss vs Zerg Race Wars, where the Protoss player, if their first scout misses, they immediately send the Forge planting probe down out as a second scout to go and check out the Zerg player to make sure that they're not getting thwarted. And it looks like Luxury is sending a drone out as well to try and scout Stork, but Stork obviously going for the Forge fast expand, so it does look like, and looks like Luxury has gone for a 12 hatchery build. So it does look like we're going to be having a relatively longer macro game between these two players, and now Luxury putting the pool down just as Stork's probe arrives in his base. It's interesting the tactics that are employed by these guys. Stork obviously picking Luxury. Luxury is the reigning MSL champion. He's just stomped all over Jangbi in Zerg versus Protoss. His confidence has to be sky high, and I'm surprised that Stork is picking one of the stronger players. Perhaps he would have been more comfortable taking on Yarnak. This map is Colosseum. It's fairly balanced, and Luxury just using his drone to delay Stork's probe getting up there to take that expo for a couple of seconds and just slow his opponent down. Every little advantage counts in StarCraft, and now Luxury starting up his extractor. But yeah, I'm surprised that Stork picked Luxury, who must be feeling really confident in his Protoss vs Zerg right now. I guess he's hoping that if he can take Luxury down, that'll set up Bisu versus Savior, or Bisu versus Yarnak, and give a greater chance of that. I have been a little bit confused by the tactics thus far used by especially the Zerg players by July in picking first Jangbi and then Stork when he had an opportunity to take Bisu down on Neo Harmony, and I wonder if that's going to come back to bite the Zerg team in the behind later on. So Stork played a really good game of StarCraft last match around against sorry, my brain is just going out, against July, and really July had an opportunity to close that game up. But that's the thing with Stork. Stork doesn't make too many mistakes. He plays a solid game. He might not be brilliant, and Stork is actually going to get his probe into Luxury's base and actually up into Luxury's natural expo as well. I don't think it's going to bother Luxury too much, but he had put a couple of Zerglings out, I think, precisely in order to be able to stop Stork from getting another scout in. But Stork sent the probe in early enough that he was able to get through, and he's now spotted the lair as well of Luxury, so he knows exactly what Luxury's up to. It looks like Luxury's going for a 2-base build, and Stork should be quite well prepared for this. Now that he sees this coming, he's going to get his defense up in time. Luxury probably going for, I would guess, a 2-base, either Hydra Ling attack, or probably, okay, he's actually put his third hatchery down at the off expo as well, so he isn't going for a 2-base build. Sorry, my noobness there. And now Luxury's Overlord is just getting over to Stork's base. But yeah, Stork played well against July, and that's the thing about Stork, is that he doesn't make too many mistakes. He's not, in my opinion, the most inventive and charismatic StarCraft player around, at least not in Protoss. There's so many creative Protoss StarCraft players. You've got Bisu, Free can be quite creative. Obviously, Nal Ra was the most creative player to start out with, and Jangbi can be quite inventive at times, although his performances against Zerg players of late have been quite lackluster. It's really versus Terran where he really shines and shows what he's capable of, and also versus Protoss. But the thing about Stork is that if you're going to beat him, you have to play really, really good StarCraft, and he's not going to give you an easy opportunity. He's not going to give you an easy game. He's very solid. He's got a solid micro, a solid macro. He anticipates well. He's got great game sense, and he knows what you're gonna try and do, and he counters it really well. So in order to beat Stork, not only do you have to perhaps try something different, but you actually have to do whatever he does better than him. And he is a tough opponent. You have to grind out your victory against him. It is a hard graft. But Luxury looks like now he's got his 3-hatch build going. Stork once again coming in with the probe from the side. Stork's done a good job of consistently getting the scout inside Luxury's base and seeing what he's up to. Looks like he might be able to do so again. Stargate up now for Stork, and Stork is going to get through with that probe into Luxury's main. Luxury sending a couple of Zerglings out to try and stop that probe with about 5 Zerglings, and the Zerglings are speed upgraded, and he does manage to catch the probe and take it out. Spire meanwhile going up for Luxury. Stork with 1 Stargate up, Gateway up, and I'm not sure if that was a Citadel going up for Stork. It seems to be quite consistent, and I can understand Protoss players fearing the early fast Spire from Zerg and realizing, and therefore not going for a Reaver Seer to counter that. First Seer out for Stork, just taking down that Overlord. But I do feel that this strategy of relying on the Storms on the High Templar isn't that great, and it can backfire against you against the Zerg opponent, who can outgrow you and out-micro you. And really, until you can get, in order to be able to use that strategy effectively, you have to wait quite a lot of time to get your forces up to get a decent sized ground force to support those High Templar Storms before you can make any sort of push. And that gives the Zerg player, if they figure out what you're up to, an opportunity to expand. And so far the Protoss players have pretty much used that strategy in every single game, and I have to say they're being a little bit predictable here. I think it would be nice for them to try something different just for the sake of it, just to try and upset the rhythm of the Zerg opponents, because this is a strategy that Zerg players are obviously prepared for, and Protoss players are using it repeatedly and consistently. DT's out for Stork now, so that's certainly a little bit different. He's got a DT out, and it's going to be a question of, and he's actually attacking the Zerglings at the front, and I'm not sure if that was such a great idea, because he's given away that DT, although I'm sure Luxury has seen the Templar Archives, and that indeed was a Templar Archives that was going on. I was wondering what that building was next to the Stargate, but now that the DT is out, I'm sure Luxury is going to be comfortable in coping with it, and he's immediately putting a Sunken down at his gate, at the front door. The DT is coming in, he's only got the lone Corsair, the Sunken is up for Luxury, so he's going to be comfortable in dealing with this. It's just a question of whether or not Luxury has anti-air. He has Scourges as well, so this DT isn't really going to do too much damage. It was revealed a little bit too early by Stork to Luxury, taking that one Zergling out that was sitting at his front door, and Luxury doesn't seem to have a Sunken at his off expo. Now the Corsair of Stork's being chased. Excuse me, sorry guys, my throat just a little bit dry there. Corsair of Stork's being chased away by a pair of Scourges. I'm not sure if he managed to get away with it, and the DT now finally getting taken down. I think he got a couple of probe kills. The photon cannons will take down the Scourges, and Luxury managed to keep, Stork managed to keep his Corsair alive. Meanwhile, Hardless Den up for Luxury as well, and he's got his economy in good shape, so he's going to be able to put some pressure on Stork. And Stork is going to have to play well here, because he did produce that DT. I suppose the DT didn't really cost him that much, but it hasn't really repaid itself. He's immediately got 4 High Templar